Welcome to 49 Sports Games. The next season in the 49 football universe is ready to drop, and as some of you have already guessed, it's 1955. I wanted to get a 1950 season in there to round out all the different decades, and I wasn't sure what year to pick because there was a lot of really good years. I chose 1955 for really no particular reason other than it looked like a good one. Lots of interesting storylines. What I found out after was I think there was 8 other players and coaches who are part of the NFL Network's top 100 of all time. So that's pretty good for one season back in 1955. It was Otto Graham, who was the Sportsman of the Year, his last year at quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Johnny Unitas was drafted in the 9th round by the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the coach decided that he didn't think Johnny Unitas had the mental capacity to play quarterback in the NFL, and so they didn't sign him. The next year, of course, he signed with the Baltimore Colts, and the rest is history. Lots of other real fun storylines. And when I started to look at it, I thought, okay, so there's only 12 teams back then. If I was going to play a team, which would it be? And my first NFL team that I followed and still follow today are the Chicago Bears. And so I thought, well, how do they look in 1955? And they actually had a really good team again. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll play through the season with the Bears. I thought, maybe there's a game or so that I could play that might be a fun one. And in week number 10, they played the Chicago Cardinals. The prior week, they'd beaten the Los Angeles Rams to go into first place in the NFC, or in the West, the football NFL West. There was the West and the East back then, 6 teams in each. There was no playoffs. You won the division, you went to the championship game. So the Bears were in first place. Destiny was theirs. They just had to win out, including week 10 against their crosstown rival, Chicago Cardinals. So they met at Comiskey Park, and it was a windy day, the wind coming off the lake. It was freezing rain that was turning into snow. It was not a very good day. And as it turned out, it was not a very good day for the Chicago Bears. They lost 53-14. They got decimated by the Cardinals. And I guess that's kind of what happened to the Bears for a few years in a row. So I thought, well, maybe I won't play through the whole season, but I'm going to try and play that one game and see if I can turn their fortunes around. Well, I did the weather charts, and the weather charts showed that there's a fumble of +3, and that kind of played havoc on the Bears. The Bears turned the ball over 4 times in the game. Cardinals turned it over twice. This is in my replay. But the Cardinals were able to take advantage of the Bears' turnovers, and they ended up winning the game in my replay 34-10. So different, though, than how they won in real life. In real life, they chalked up like 450 yards of offense against the Bears. It was just a no-contest game. In my game here, the teams were pretty even, around 250 yards of offense each, but it was turnovers that killed the Bears and led the Cardinals to the 34-10 win. So now I got to decide, do I really want to play the whole rest of the season for the Bears, or am I good just playing that one game? Well, who knows? Maybe someday I'll play the rest of them out because I actually had a lot of fun doing it. There's a couple little modifications for 1955 because they had more plays back then. I've got some solitaire charts coming out that are going to aid in playing some of these older seasons because of how they called the game back then. So 1955 is now ready on the 49 Sports Game website. If you have any questions about it, of course, let me know, and I'd be happy to ask them. My plan is to try and get a new season out every 4 to 6 weeks, but the next month is going to be busy with hockey, so there will be no April release of a new season. It'll be in May, and I've got a couple of ideas for seasons. I've got starts on a couple of seasons, but if you've got your season you'd like to see, make sure you let me know, and I'll get it in the queue, or if I get enough responses for a particular season, well, then that'll jump it up to the top of the queue. Anyway, thanks for watching 49 Sports Games.